Welcome along to this podcast. David Marshall here from the Conscious Creation Academy, and today we're exploring psychic awareness, channeling, and kind of how you can begin to disconnect from your own awareness, your own kind of focus, and allow other information in. Now, based on that idea, I haven't planned anything in this podcast at all. I have been channeling. Aaron has been speaking through me for many, many years, and I thought it would be just an interesting process if I talked you through what I do and kind of the way I think about it, what makes sense to me, and then I can actually begin to disconnect myself from my own kind of recognized identity, and then allow Aaron, I presume, or another portion of reality, the universe, through. So, and I'll explain how that feels to me. So, as far as I understand, my experience is that I am focusing my identity through a physical form, through a subconscious, through my brain, and that really is quite a tight focus. My experience of having out-of-body experiences and doing channeling and psychic work really reflects the fact that when I'm not tightly focused through what I think of as David Marshall, then there's a whole reality of identities and information and insights that are available outside of that focus, if you like. So a bit like a magnifying glass. Right now I'm focusing my attention through my physical brain, so I experience things based in time, I experience space, but actually that's not what reality is. And my identity is not David Marshall. In reality, that's one part of my identity that I can recognize and use, and I have access to it. But actually, I have access to a multifaceted identity that extends outside of physical reality. And I'm also able to experience information and insights while focused here as David Marshall. If I slightly disconnect my focus, if you like, if I kind of make my focus a little bit fuzzy, then I can actually tune into other information that would seem psychic. It is psychic, but we're all psychic, aren't we? We can all do this. So my experience of this is if I sense that I want to do some channeling, or I want to pick up information from another part of my identity, or an identity outside of my multidimensional, multifaceted identity, that I would begin by relaxing and setting that intention, because my focus follows my beliefs and my experience follows my focus and beliefs. So what I can do right now as I'm speaking, I can quite consciously begin to relax my focus. So my sense of my voice is changing, my voice is slowing down, I think. My sense of space is also changing as well. And what I do get is an experience of the boundaries of my identity are beginning to get a little bit blurred, and I've got no idea where this is going to go. It just thought it'd be fun and interesting, and so you can follow along as well. So make sure that you're doing this where you're sat down or lying down, when you're nice and relaxed. It's kind of a relaxed focus that allows you to pick up and access information outside of nothing that's unnatural. It's very natural. We do it all the time, where we relax the focus of ourselves. And as I'm speaking here, I feel as though I'm focusing more back as David Marshall, because I'm explaining something that of an experience that I've had. But I can actually relax that a little bit more. So if we go back into that relaxed state, what I'm actually feeling as though I'm doing is I'm blurring the lines of my identity, and I'm kind of stepping to one side. In fact, I feel as though I'm stepping slightly to the left and backwards. And by doing that, what I can sense is more information. How that I can sense that, it's difficult to describe, but it's definitely information. I also feel as though my physical body, my experience of the physical body is changing. And if I were to relax even more, carry on speaking. Now, I'm not sure that Aaron is around. Aaron's a personality separate to myself that's been speaking, I've been connected to for literally all of my life. So I'll see what happens if I close my eyes and just relax. That's one thing I like to do, because it kind of allows me to blur the lines again of my identity even more, is to relax. And there, I can feel there when I just relax a little bit more, I feel as though my physical body is relaxing. The lines, the edges of what I feel and sense of my physical body is relaxing more. And I feel as though that my identity is kind of moving back left. I've had that experience before. So it's moving back left, And what that allows is other information, other parts of my multi-dimensional, multifaceted identity to kind of take its place. So it's perfectly normal. That's perfectly easy. There's no rituals that have to be involved for me to do this. It doesn't have anything at all to doing with kind of spiritual rituals or dressing in particular colors or anything on those lines. Just is how it is. And if we do find ourselves where we have to do those types of things, and a lot of people that do channeling and that type of thing, they overlay their own beliefs and rituals on the process. And so what that tends to do is kind of muddle up the information and kind of superimpose themselves on the process. What I'm hoping to do when channeling is to actually remove myself. So it's much more of a multi-dimensional experience. So right now my voice is feeling very different. It feels elongated. I feel as though I'm reaching out to you, the person that's experiencing this. I can feel a connection to you. I feel humor and love and an emotional connection very strongly, and it feels like it's coming through me, through my voice. And so what I would do is invite you to connect with this voice, to connect with the portion of me that is speaking right now. That is actually a different portion than was speaking before. That's the best way to think about it. And so physically, I can tell you that the physical body is changing. The chemical makeup is literally changing at a deep chromosomal level, that the molecules are acting in a way that cannot be detected by science, because the molecules of the body actually react to the focus of attention that's given to the body. And so given that, you may be feeling other experiences physically based in your body. So you may want to close your eyes. Relaxation is part of the process. So the further you go away from the identity that you normally acknowledge, and so the portion that's speaking to you right now, it's not quite a channeled portion, but it is a portion that sits just outside of David's subconscious, has access to information that involves the working and the mechanisms of the body at an energetic level, because these are the areas that I deal with, that I work with. But I can identify the physical body, and I can also reach further back. So let's go a little bit further back. I can feel as though another portion of my multidimensional identity that we would call Aaron is lurking humorously in the back. And so we'll just make space, if you like, by removing myself. So now we've got layer upon layer of natural identity relaxing, blurring the lines of what we believe is possible. And so here you may be able to feel as though the identity has changed. And certainly if you can follow my voice, I am a portion of the multidimensional personality of which I am a part, and I identify myself as Aaron. You could identify me as many other things. I identify here as Aaron. The tone and the note of the voice flows easily through the structure of the inner, the sub, and the ego and the intellect for David. It makes it easier for him to connect with me. And so from here, I can also talk to you. I'm talking to you from outside of physical reality, as you may think of it. And so my identity, I can identify other portions of my reality that are within physical reality and also that are outside of physical reality. The vast majority of my identity is most certainly out of physical reality. I paid my price. I've done my time, as it were, within physical reality. And like all of you, have learned the lessons and have extended my conscious awareness of identity, reality, and the function of identity within reality much more. And so I'm speaking to you, and if I extend my awareness more, I can connect to portions of myself which I am less able to interpret. However, these portions of reality, of the psyche and of identity, are portions of which I am a member of the same family, so to speak. So these portions which are being identified spatially to the right hand side are much heavier in terms. They would literally, quite literally, crush the earth. The density of these personalities and the way that they use consciousness is translated here within physical reality as weight. Other realities to the other side of my focus, I can also experience another multiple facet of my identity that will be experienced here as light, not in terms of weight, but of light. And there are other portions of myself that operate in different realities quite independently. And so from your perspective, if you can reach through this speaker that you are interpreting as a physical object, reach and follow the voice, it is a bit like entering a shaft, entering a tunnel, if you will, where the energy is pulling you in, where you are able to have experiences yourself as you begin to venture outside of your own physical limitations and your own physical reality. I'm able to open my eyes. I'm able to experience this reality in loving ways. However, it is extremely limited. It is functional. My ideas are interpreted and also cannot be interpreted within the confines of physical reality because my identity is outside of physical reality. And so now we will return and work our way back down. So as I remove my attention and my intention, I will essentially be removing my own focus of attention. David will experience this physically. He's moving backward. His body is now becoming more focused, more malleable, easier to use, whereas before it wasn't. The energy of my identity is moving away. It is still present. It still exists within reality, open and available. But the use of consciousness to use that energy is now focusing back into the subconscious and then back within the physical body. And although the identity that David would assume as his own is effectively the same, an earth-based, a earth-focused, state of consciousness focused here, it is not the same. Whenever you extend your psychic muscle, then it never returns in the same way because you have extended and learnt a new skill. And so I would invite you as I speak to you through here. So I've relaxed the physical body, I have relaxed, but I'm still speaking to you. There's no need for me to perform a ritual, no need for me to stand on ceremony. I am as lifeless, if you like, as any dead body that you could ever come to. I have no body, formless, I am timeless, and yet I am here speaking to you, allowing you to experience yourself through the function of consciousness within this exercise. And with that, I will return you with my good thoughts and best intentions and return you to your own reality, your own focus, your own power. But remember that the source of your identity does not come from outside of yourself. It pours and focuses itself through the energy of spirit, the energy of consciousness, creating this reality, this state of consciousness within which you have the illusion of separation, within which you are learning to be a conscious creator of your reality. And I wish you the best in that endeavor. So I return you now. Wish you a fond good evening. Okay, interesting. So I don't feel I'm quite back. That was I could really feel the expansion of the kind of that tunnel that Aaron was talking about. I've been kind of out a lot more than that at times, but it was a really good exercise actually to explore. So from my experience then, it's about any psychic awareness, the actual experience of it is about blurring those lines of identity, removing the intellect so that you're not caught up with all the limiting ideas that are often go with psychic awareness, that type of thing, and then really just allowing those portions of identity to overlay themselves, to really express themselves within the reality that my main identity is focused in, which is obviously right now physical reality. So that's it, guys. Hope that's useful for you. Please comment, let me know how you get on, and we'll just end the podcast there. Please do go to thedreamwecallearth.com, download my book called The Dream We Call Earth. There's some audios in there as well. I know you'll enjoy those, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Do play around with this stuff. You're quite safe, and you have your own version of Aaron, your own version of all these personalities, because you of course are a multidimensional creature as well, purely energetic. And try to relax and allow those portions to be more conscious for yourself. And when you do, you'll find that you are healthier, more relaxed. Your use of energy and energy consciousness, law of attraction, is more efficient, and life is just better. So that's it, guys. Have a great day. I will go and digest this experience, and all the best. Take care. Go to thedreamwecallearth.com, download that book, grab yourself a cup of coffee, and have a quick read. It's great fun. Take care. Bye bye.